we start to cool down as we make our way towards the end of the season, and Kilgore with a comfortable lead over the Mabank Panthers early on in this one. We're not even into the second half. 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in this first half of the ball game. Kilgore kicking off again, coming off of a win over Palestine, and then Lyndale, and then Chapel Hill, then Henderson, then Pine Tree, then Pleasant Grove, then Gilmer, then White House. In fact, there's just one blemish on this Kilgore schedule, and it was the very first game against Carthage. They're going to end the year strong, end the district season here strong, as this kickoff is going to get fair caught around the 5-yard line. This game kicks off a slate of the final week of the season here in East Texas. Hard to wrap your mind around where all the time went, but we are in week 11. Our stream game of the week, we are in Mabank. Our site game of the week is going to take us to Gladewater. We're going to go take a look at those Bears after they just won their district championship. They didn't even make the playoffs last year, folks. Now they're making the district championship. 1 year under Jermaine Lewis. Just took one. Mabank looking to get something going on offense here. Quarterback takes a snap, rolls out, looks for the option, ends up giving it out. Incomplete pass, and the man is blown up. McKeelion Graves all over him there. Incomplete, didn't even matter. Laid the wood on the poor kid. So it'll be second down and 10 still. Slight breeze here at the stadium, at Panthers Stadium. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the first half. Mabank on the 25-yard line. Hands it off up the middle to the same man who was just blown up. Finds about 4 or 5 yards before getting brought down. I tell you, these Bulldogs tackle aggressively. When they hit you, you're going to feel it. Jaden Thompson with the carry. Didn't get a ton there. It was just about all the Bulldogs that made that tackle. It's hard to pick out just one there. But as we said, we are nearing the end of the regular season. One last day of it. Then the playoff time. These guys are in a good position. These Kilgore Bulldogs are in a good position to go on a deep run. They went on a real deep one last year before running into the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. Chapel Hill not the same team this year as they were last year. Actually, Kilgore, I speak correctly, they went to the state championship. They knocked off those Chapel Hill Bulldogs. They went all the way to the state championship, ran into the Salina team down there. That was just a high-flying Salina team. That was an all-timer squad for those. They have their own issues up there in North Texas, and Kilgore's running hot right now. Their last game, the last game that was even remotely close was that Chapel Hill game. They even beat up on Lyndale quite a bit. That's another good team. Here's third down. Quarterback rolls out looking for somebody. Wants a man over the middle of the field. Couldn't quite connect on the layered pass. He wanted Bryson Morris. Pretty good showing here for the green team. It was a senior night for the Mabank Panthers. Here's fourth down, 1:45 left to go in the first half. Snap comes out, not a ton of pressure. Punt gets off. It's going to drive back Mr. Graves. Take 2 hands on it. He's going to try to return this one. Gets a little hesitant, hitting all the juke packages that he can to get on his way back. He's got a few men to beat. He's going to stop on a dime, roll out to the back. He's got a lot of room now. He's on the other side of the field. He's churning. Them legs are churning. 1 man to beat, 2 men to beat. He's going to squeak his way into the corner of the end zone. McKeelion Graves, how about that, young man? He's going and running his way to Texas State. Count another touchdown. Let's see how many they can score before the end of the half. How about that for the Red Tops? So a K finds its way into the end zone once more right before we could squeak that end of the half in. So here's the man afterwards. Flags blowing right now, slight breeze. Short, and this one is up and good. Short little kick there for the kicker for the extra point. That one makes it 35-0. Only touchdowns for the Kilgore Bulldogs here tonight. Lekalion Graves became the highest rated recruit to ever go to Texas State these last few weeks. He made his decision over quite a few programs. Personally, a lot of people thought he was going to go to Wake Forest. He said, nope, I'm going to take my talents to San Marcos. And he's not the only Bulldog to make that decision. One big-time defensive lineman on the squad is also going to be headed down to San Marcos to become a Bobcat. But when you look at these Kilgore Bulldog roster, what stands out is the size. These guys are big, and if they're not tall, they're thick. Especially for a 4A school.
It'll be number 83, Reyes, to kick off for the Bulldogs.
Kickers get a lot of work tonight. 1:24 left to go in this second quarter. Big boot here. Drives them all the way back to the goal line. They're just going to go ahead and fair catch this one. Mabank will get another shot on offense. Green and white. Not a color that you see a ton out here in East Texas. You see a lot of red, you see a lot of blue, you see a lot of red and white. You see a lot of Bulldogs, but you don't see a lot of Panthers and you don't see a lot of green. We see Tatum. So the Panthers are spreading it out, an empty backfield for the quarterback. First down, looks for the screen. He's going to go ahead and roll out and take it himself, and he's going to make a business decision and run out of bounds here. He was running into a wall of white. Only white jerseys ahead of him on that one. And it's got to be so hard to throw downfield when you got the corners and defensive backs that Kilgore does. 1:17 to play here in the first half. Mabank competing in one of the hardest districts to have success in here in East Texas. Kilgore shows pressure early, backs off, gets the screen off. Mabank not able to advance up the field. That one went nowhere. As we were saying, I mean, Mabank plays in a district as Lindale, Chapel Hill, Henderson, Pine Tree, just to name a few. They got Bullard. Nearly beat Bullard in the very first ball game of the year. Then they ran into a few tough opponents, Canton being one of them who was really good this year. Mabank's just had a struggle of a season so far. Looking to start it or finish it strong here. They gave Palestine their very first win of the year last week. 30 seconds to go in the half. Mabank in no hurry to get this thing off. Spread offense again. Second down. Here's the pass. Right on the turn, no one home. These Kilgore Bulldogs letting them hear it on the incomplete pass. Fourth down now, excuse me, that was third down. Fourth down now and 11. So one more score opportunity presents itself for the Kilgore Bulldogs. Punt makes it back to the logo. Fumbled a little bit. Picked back up by the Kilgore Bulldog, who's just shifting and making his way similar to Graves did in the time before. He's still on his feet before getting brought down with 8 seconds left to go.
Punt's going to be fielded by number 8, Williams, for the Bulldogs.
So the Bulldogs are going to get it right around the 34-yard line.
Williams going to return that one to the 37-yard line.
We'll be on the 37-yard line. Kilgore making their way back onto the field. And they're going to spread it out themselves too. Trips receivers to the bottom of your screen. One receiver to the top. Kason Brooks drops back, looks the field. He wants the man on the lone side of the field. He's got Graves one-on-one. Safety came over to make a play. They knocked that one down on the one shot they had to make it into the end zone. That will wrap it up in this first half. Kilgore 35, Mabank 0. Comfortable lead here for the Bulldogs as we make our way into the back half of this ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, the Kilgore High School High Steppers. The officers are Lieutenant Kayla Black, Lieutenant Maddie Tucker, Lieutenant Reagan Starkey, First Lieutenant Kira Spyhowski, and Captain Adeline Chitwood. Investments, Whataburger of Kilgore, is the proud halftime sponsor for the High Steppers. Turn up the energy. Turn up the energy. Turn up the energy. Get on my frequency. Yeah, I can feel it. Turn up the energy. Turn up the energy. Get on my frequency. The whole brother see. Turn up the energy. Turn up the energy. Turn up the energy. Energy. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Energy. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Turn up the energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Kilgore High School High Steppers.
Check me out. Check me out. Check me. Let me show you what it's all about. Check it out.
The High Steppers are under the direction of Layson Morales and Christy Carter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The award-winning Kilgore High School Bulldog Band would like to continue tonight's halftime entertainment by featuring our majorettes. Our ladies tonight will perform a double baton flag routine to the Taylor Swift hit, I Knew You Were Trouble.
Reyes back to kick for the Bulldogs. With Foot Langford back to receive.
Hello and welcome back to the stream game of the week here. The Kilgore Bulldogs taking on the Mabank Panthers here in Mabank at Panthers Stadium. Kilgore comfortably ahead in this one. They lead at 35-0. We just started off the third quarter here. And what's been a very one-sided affair, you know, going in, we probably anticipated it was going to start this way. But, hey, it's been an exciting final day of the regular season for the Kilgore Bulldogs as they gear up, get ready for their deep playoff run that we're all anticipating they have. Mabank getting ready for basketball season. They're going to get the ball to start off this half and immediately go down. So 1st and 10 becomes about 1st and a little bit more than 16. But this just starts off our Week 11 coverage here on CBS19. Tomorrow our site game of the week will be over at Gladewater. That is one that you guys chose, not us. You guys chose. We let the fans come together and vote on where they wanted this game to be. We got over 400 comments on social media, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. And y'all decided Gladewater. And it was actually pretty spread out road here as the run up the middle from the quarterback picks up a few yards, gets just beyond the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be about 3rd down and 8. But Gladewater was one of the biggest ones that was picked there. We got over 70 to 80 votes in that direction. Frankston and Cayuga was another big one for us. And Athens at Bullard, that was another big one for us as well. And that final Week 11 game, let's talk about our game of the week a little bit. It's going to be Pleasant Grove and Van. That's a really big one. Van has the opportunity to make some noise against a very good Pleasant Grove team who's sitting pretty in that district championship spot. If Van overtook them, though, if Van beats them, they will sit there as district champions. 3rd down. Quarterback looks to pass. One-on-one coverage. Tight coverage. Great coverage there from the Kilgore Bulldogs. It's going to go into 4th down. Still haven't seen Mabank advance beyond 10 yards here. 4th down making its way. Kilgore has had some fun on special teams tonight. We saw them return one already. 10 minutes to play. 2 minutes came off the clock on that one.
Rager back to punt for the Panthers.
Some playoff matchups we do already know, like Athens is going to play Gilmer round 1. We know that. We don't know where Kilgore is going so far, and they just go ahead and punt this one away from Lequelion Graves, and it's going to be a great punt. They're going to mark it out around the 20-yard line, basically going from 20 to 20 here.
Rager with a tremendous punt effort.
I wouldn't want to kick it at him either.
Deep in their own territory at their 19-yard line.
So Kilgore's going to get their first opportunity of the half. They were just having fun out there last time, and the sideline was letting them know as well. They were joking with the players on the field. Kilgore riding essentially a 10-week win streak. Only lost week 1 to Carthage. They did end up playing Pleasant Grove. They ended up beating Pleasant Grove in that game. 18-6, that was a really highly anticipated matchup. This one's going right up the middle and good blocking. And there goes the running back. One man to beat, shoves him out of bounds.
That's going to be number 8, Williams on the carry.
Abe Williams just making his way up the field. Does just about whatever he wants.
Looks like they will
When you get blocks like that, that's been the kind of the big difference maker for these big-time 4A teams that are out here in East Texas, like your Hendersons and your Lindales. It's these guys up front that's the reason they can't exactly hang with Kilgore. It's just they're so much bigger in Kilgore than they are anywhere else, and it makes a difference on plays like that. And they're going to go right back to the running back, and look at the huge gap for him. And he's got to get a little shift. He charges up about 20 yards before going down right around the 20. Someone loses his helmet. Running back's head fell off there. He's going to go back and get one. Rashawn Williams making his way back to the sideline. First down, hands it off again. Huge gap again. One cut, making his way into the end zone. Excuse me, that's Rashawn Williams right there. And he's raising the roof. And they're going to raise the score. Another Kilgore touchdown here. It's going to be 41-0. Will we see 80-0 tonight? Will we cross that 80 mark?
Number 82, Jimenez on for the point after.
Jimenez on the point after. He's been real busy tonight. A lot of kicking off, a lot of points after. This one's up. Way up and good. So the lead grows to 42.
That kick is going to be good. There are flags following the play.
Flags on the field after the play. We'll see what it's for. Some aggravation coming off of the Mabank side as they go back to receive. But we're spreading out a lot tomorrow on East Texas coverage. We'll be in Longview for Royce City versus Longview. We'll be in ARP. We'll be in Canton. That'll be a real big one. Sunnyvale versus Canton. That's probably the best Week 11 matchup that we'll see. That one is for the district. Canton's having a great year. Looking to go undefeated for the first time since 1964. That's a long time ago. Also, we got Mount Enterprise, Alto. That'll be a good one. Lindale and Henderson's an interesting matchup. These teams still have something to play for. They're both locked into those playoff spots. But, no, excuse me, I guess Henderson's trying to fight their way into a playoff spot after losing last week to Chapel Hill. Paris, North Lamar, and Gilmer go at it again, or go at it tomorrow. Palestine and Pine Tree. Palestine picking up their first win of the year to these Mabank Panthers that we're looking at right in front of us. This kick is going to go shorter because of those flags. He's going to line it up on the 45-yard line. Both bands getting active on the sidelines for halftime. It's an emotional halftime for the Mabank Panthers dancers. As this kickoff is going to be an onside kick. Goes right into the hands of one Mabank Panther. Onside kick up 42 is some devious work from this Panthers team. They're stepping on the neck right now. Quade Green got the onside recovery. He's also the quarterback on the hands team. Mabank will get good field position, probably the best field position they've had all night. I don't think I've seen them advance further than the 35-yard line, and they're going to start there for this drive. They've spread it out all night long, struggled to get past that tough Kilgore defensive line. .7:45 left to play in the third. Here comes the running back to go at the side. He hands it off. He's going to go straight up the middle and straight nowhere. That's Kason Schreier with the carry. Senior, and there's a lot of them on this Mabank team. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 alone. On the first page of their roster sheet, and this is junior, senior, older team here in Mabank. Just not seeing the same success as some of the older squads that we've seen across East Texas. Running back in motion. Schreier on the edge. 3 receivers to the scrap of the screen. Schreier getting a little shifty, can't seem to stay put. Play action. Quarterback rolls out. Wants a one man. Ooh, intercepted. Was it inbounds?
Copeland's pass is going to be incomplete.
It was not. So
Bring up third down.
we will see third down. .6:35 to play in this third. Kilgore's bench chanting at the Mabank Panthers. And that pass going nowhere from Jackson Copeland. Copeland, a senior in himself. It's going to be fourth down, and it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. Coach is telling Jackson Copeland to throw it. Don't be scared, throw it. He had some pressure coming off the edge, and that one had a man in his face.
Following the football game tonight, they can line up at the north end of Panther Stadium and take one last walk across the field.
.5:54 to play in the third. Safety's pretty shallow. Quarterback drops back to pass. Has a one over the middle for the slant. Can't connect with his man Wayne Langford. Tout coverage again was pretty tight. So that'll be a turnover on downs against the Kilgore Bulldogs, who are going to get great field position. Ball's on the 39-yard line.
Ball will go over on down. Kilgore taking over inside Mabank territory at the 39-yard line.
Well, if you're tuning in with us, feel free to drop a comment. Talk about it. Talk about some East Texas football. There's a lot to talk about right now as this run goes up the middle, and who's going to stop this guy? Nobody's going to stop this guy. He's going to fall around the 20-yard line. We haven't seen many runs not go for 20 yards here as the Kilgore Bulldogs just rattle them off. That was Messiah Mumphrey, Jr. with the carry. New quarterback in for the Bulldogs. Looks like Sean Moyers. He's a senior. This one's going to go to Mumphrey again, who's going to get a little shifty. Big time block there, and he's going to make his way into the end zone. Mumphrey and the Kilgore Bulldogs just love this side of the field. Every single touchdown that we've seen has happened in this end zone. They can't seem to make their way out of this end zone. That touchdown makes this one 48-0. And we're seeing Jimenez again. Kick is up and good once again.
Kick is up and good.
So if you're wondering what the offense and defense of the Kilgore Bulldogs was feeling going into the playoffs, they're feeling pretty good. Haven't given up a point since we've been here, haven't given up a first down, and if I were a betting man, I'd be willing to bet that they haven't done one all season or all game long. So we'll have another kickoff here. 4:15 to play in the third. Kilgore wearing the red caps, giving the Panthers another chance to do something on offense tonight. Looks like some of the second teams have made their way out onto the field. Here comes the kick from the Bulldogs. This one nice and deep, not the onside kick that we saw last week. This one's fielded right around the goal line. It'll be a fair catch, and we will see you at the 25-yard line. For those interested in that other Thursday night football game, Broncos currently tied up with the Oakland Raiders. I'll tell you what, Clint Fuller's got these boys humming. Shout out to Del Cumby watching from Athens. Athens is a team that we're really excited about going into these playoffs. I personally think that they are going to do a lot of noise, and I'd love to see them match up with Carthage one more time deeper into those playoffs because that game was just so good. Here comes Mabank, nearly picked off over the middle with the first down. Quick pass to the slant man, nearly into the hands of the wrong team. Athens and Carthage were locked into a very good game a few weeks back. Almost took that first loss. Gave that first loss to Carthage. Carthage rolled over Rusk last week. They got one more. They got Brownsboro this week. That's going on tomorrow as this second down is going nowhere, right around the line of scrimmage. Seen a lot of tries to run it right up the middle, and we know that the Kilgore Bulldogs are big right up the middle. No one's had a lot of success with that one. 3:10 to play. Third down and 9. Mabank trying to figure out what play to run. None of them have worked. 2:41. Looking for the man. He's got one open. That one's completed. That's enough for the first down. We found one that works. How about that? Panthers advancing the chains for the first time that we've seen tonight. Little curl route. Completed to Mumphrey. So that'd be a first down for Mabank. Maybe some momentum brewing into that. They're going to hurry up and get back to the line of scrimmage here. Empty backfield again. They want to toss it. Jet sweep motion. Hands it off to number 20, who's going to get around the outside and find some yardage up. So there's another first down. Jaden Thompson. And all of a sudden, Mabank Panthers are driving. Here's first down. That one's going nowhere for the Mabank Panthers. So some of the starters still in the ball game here for the Kilgore Bulldogs. Clint Fuller's Kilgore Bulldogs. Gotten the pleasure to talk to Clint Fuller a few times. More of a direct-to-the-point kind of guy. He's not playing any games. Neither do his Kilgore Bulldogs. They've been right there for the last few years. As here's another jet sweep motion. This one handed off to Gavin Foote, who's going to turn it upfield. Another pickup there. Nearly enough for the first down. So that's the second time we've seen that jet motion work. Fuller not exactly happy about it on the sidelines. Walking with intent. With arms crossed. He's second down. All of a sudden there's 30 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Be just shy of the first down there. It's going to be third down and 1. Mabank hasn't had a ton of success running it up the middle, so they start running around the outside. It's finally getting some momentum moving in that direction. And that will be the end of the third quarter. So they're going to take a little break, and so will we. We'll see you right back on the other end of that as we close out this ball game and Mabank plays the last quarter of their season. See you in a bit.
We did receive a message in the press box earlier that today is Miss Laura McFall's birthday. She is 29 plus shipping and handling today. So if you see her in the stands, please say happy birthday.
Welcome back in to our stream game of the week. Fourth quarter here. The final quarter for the Mabank Panthers on their 2025 football season hasn't gone exactly how they wanted it to go this year. This game, kind of the same story. 49-0. Kilgore currently leads them. Had a few more comments come in. One from Crockett, Texas. How about that? Crockett Bulldogs, team that we haven't gotten to see a whole lot this year. Houston County is a tough one to get out to for us. Not going to lie. We'll be straight up honest with you. It's a tough one to get out. But hey, Crockett, 5-4 this year, 3A Division I.
All proceeds from sales benefiting the student.
They're playing. They're still trying to make their way into the playoffs, I believe. They got a tough one coming up to make it in, though. Those Fairfield Eagles are a tough football team. They beat Westwood earlier, if I do remember correctly. They did. Just this last week. This one's going absolutely nowhere. Oh, late push there for the Panthers, and we might actually have a first down again. You know what? I think we did, and the Chains are advancing. So that's 3 first downs in one drive for the Mabank Panthers. Copeland pushing through the Kilgore defense. Athens, as they were saying, is lining up against Gilmer in the playoffs, round 1. Gilmer, speaking of teams that haven't had the seasons that they want, Gilmer's always got a ton of talent, though. You can't count them out in any direction. You know, you always got to play that team hard no matter how their season's going. Here's another jet motion. This one hit behind the line, hit hard. This one went nowhere. If anything, went backwards.
Number 20, Thompson, around the left side. He's going to be met in the backfield by 7 Sheffield.
Looks like down in Crockett they're winning in, and if they lose, they need Diebold and to beat Teague to get in the playoffs. I would love to make it down to that end of East Texas because they got some real talented football down there. Teague, Fairfield, Westwood, Diebold, I'd love to see them. Crockett, love to see them. .21 to play. Quarterback rolls out to his right, looks downfield, tosses one Kilgore Bulldog there to take the catch. Flag does come in, but a promising drive right now ends in an interception. Flag is on the play, though. We'll see where this stands. Multiple flags have made on their way onto the field. We'll see what this is all about. Kilgore's offense not on the field. Looks like we'll be on Kilgore. Clock has stopped for the first time in what feels like a long time in this second half. Clock has kept a rolling. Kilgore up 49-0 over Mabank. Looking to get this one done here on a senior night. Refs still discussing. They don't know what's going on. They're calling in another man. They're saying, hey, do you know what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
Looks like there are 2 fouls on the play. Defensive holding against
Looks like we have a defensive holding
and unsportsmanlike conduct against Mabank.
along with an unsportsmanlike conduct from Mabank, so they do offset. Fuller not happy with it. Discussing with the referee, the striped man. He wants to call another one over, saying, hey, what was going on there? Might have said a few words that I cannot repeat on the broadcast. 2nd down and 15. Looks like it will stay in Mabank's hands from what I can see. And the refs still don't know what's going on. They're moving him forward and then moving him back. And they're just going to go ahead and move him way back. Chains will stay there, and the ball will go around the 39-yard line. No, 41-yard line, excuse me.
And following both of those mark calls, it will be first down Mabank.
Well, the clock has restarted, and we have figured out where we're going to start here. We're going to start on the 41-yard line. 2nd down and long. Fake screen, quarterback draw up the middle. Big time gap for the quarterback. Stays on his feet through a few tackles. He's going to go ahead and pick up the first down. So all of that movement for naught. Mabank continues to drive. Kason Schreier putting his head down and just taking off. How about the band's getting into it here? Mabank's band showing some life with their phones, showing their support for the squads. Well, doesn't that almost make you want to cry? First down, running back up the middle again, designed run. Schreier picks up a few there, gets about halfway to the first down.
Schreier with another keeper, gained around 5 on that play.
.9:04 to play in this ball game. Mabank not taking any rush to get to the line. Looking for their first score of the game. They're going to go ahead and just do the same thing that's been working the full amount of time. He's going to fall there forward. Another 4 or 5 yards. This will be enough for the first down.
Schreier with another keeper. He's close to the line again. 3rd down Mabank.
So that will be 3rd down and 1 once more here. We've seen this go wrong for Mabank once, and see if they can get it going right. Jaden Thompson lining up next to Schreier. Thompson's going to get it, looking to go forward. He's met at the line. He's driving backwards. I don't think he got it.
And hand off to number 20, Thompson.
So we'll see where the refs place this one. Looks like just beyond or behind the first down marker.
Just shy of the line again. We'll bring up
I'll tell you what, you look at this Mabank team, and some of the men on that line are pretty big. Number 77 definitely stands out. Noah Spencer, 6'3", as a unique formation comes out here for the Panthers. Line has shifted to beyond the left hash. Quick snap. They're going to go straight to Schreier, who picks up a huge gap, makes his way into the end zone. So the unique formation pays off, and Mabank picks up their first score of the night. So if there's anything that Kilgore takes away from this, is to shore up a little bit on the trickery, the trick plays. There's always something to take away, regardless, even in the blowouts. And the tradition of touchdowns being scored in this end zone continues tonight. Haven't seen a ton or anything going down on the other side, but this end zone seems to be getting all the attention. The extra point is no good, so it will stay 6-49. We'll be picking up a few games tomorrow as well. This is just kicking off our Under the Lights coverage here. Cayuga and Frankston's going to be a big one that we are picking up. Frankston looking to go undefeated in their season for the first time ever. Been playing football since 1928. Look at the band. How about the Mabank band? They are excited. They are fired up. We scored against Kilgore in our last game. We are fired up. Band season also coming to an end after this. Marching band season. The state finals wrapped up recently. This is going to be a short kick fielded around the 20-yard line. Looks like they're having fun out there. Love to see it. Crowd has thinned out a little bit for Mabank, but still a good amount of green in the stands there. Another one that I'm going to be really looking forward to tomorrow. You know, it's interesting because both of these teams have wrapped up playoff spots, I believe, off the top of my head. West Rusk and ARP is going to be a real good one. West Rusk, we got a tough physical team in West Rusk, and ARP has been real good. We haven't talked about them a ton since they lost to Troop. Kind of got written off. We were like, oh, this ARP team's really good. Then they lost, and we just haven't talked about it. But they've been quietly winning since then. They haven't lost, and that's another West Rusk team that's been taking a big step forward this year. That one's going down at ARP. We will have someone there for it. We'll have the highlights tomorrow night. Alto, Mount Enterprise. Mount Enterprise struggled a little bit last week against, who was it? Blanken. Or Overton. Frankston winning state, one in the comments says. Casey Davis. This one going up the middle. How about that? Number 21 driving through. Picks up first down and a little bit more. Frankston winning state. Dave Campbell's, I believe, agrees with you. I think they have them as the best team in the state for that 2A. Was it 2A or 3A D2? I believe. I forget. Blake's off the top of my head, but Frankston, good football team this year. Our Dan Millay got to head down there and check out the Indians in first person as this guy shakes off a few tackles before falling forward. They said, we're not worried about records right now. We're worried about winning football games. They have real opportunity to make some noise down there in Frankston. This will be first down here in 10. Mumphrey gets the handoff and burst of speed. Oh, here he goes. No one even touching him. That first step, and he was gone. No one even had a chance. Tack on another 6 for the Kilgore Bulldogs. Get it to 55. How about that for the Kilgore Bulldogs? 5:31 to play in this ball game. Huge fan of the Raise the Roof celebration. We've seen it happening all night long. They're continuing to raise the score here against the Mabank Panthers. Extra point is good, and as I point out, the score is on the other side of the field. Finally, we haven't seen a score on that side of the field all night long. They've all been on the other side. We got to find something to talk about here in this lopsided victory for the Kilgore Bulldogs, or unless barring some sort of miracle. Hey, if you're tuning in, drop a comment where you're watching from. talk about football a little bit. Talk about some East Texas football. As we enter Week 11. This one kicks us off the final week of the regular season. Can you even believe it? As a T-shirt toss makes its way into the stands. Some of these girls are hurling these things. Mabank band still having a good time over there. They're jamming out. Kilgore set to kick it off. Here's the kick. Goes deep. It's going to be going with the wind, and it'll dang near get out of the end zone. Haven't seen a return from Mabank tonight. How do I feel about Westwood losing 2 in a row? Quite frankly, I'm a little bit surprised. You know, I haven't, like I said, you know, we don't get it down there a ton to that deep East Texas down there over by Houston County and all that, but I did get to go see Westwood early on this year. Kavian Bryant was our player of the week in Week 1, so I got to go down there early and take a look at that team, and I thought that was a really solid football team. I thought that was a well-coached football team. Coach Bishop runs a tight ship over there. He's had his issues, but when he's on the field coaching, he runs a tight ship, and you know, I'm a little surprised by the late faltering. It looks like someone exposed something that worked well, and Fairfield was able to expand on it last week. Look, Teague, I think, was the first ones to beat him. Here's the pass on first down. Tight coverage. Ooh, contested. Did he catch that? Refs are saying he caught that, so tight catch there. I'm not counting out Westwood Palestine. They're going through something, though, and they clearly have to fix something. From what I understand, you know, I saw a few comments saying their offensive line was struggling a little bit. You can't win with just one guy. Not at the 3A level. Need a team. They got some guys to catch the ball out there, though. 4:46 to play. Slant over the middle. This one in and out of the hands. There was some issues with Coach Bishop. He told me earlier on that he was going to be there for the full season. You know, I'm not sure. I know the UIL has been here and there on with him. Kilgore 56, Mabank 6 in this one. We're seeing second down and 10. .410 to play. Mabank looking to score again, handing it off right up the middle. Gets hit early on.
It'll be a handoff to number 31, Grant Rowland for the Panthers. Short gain on that play. We'll bring up third down.
Kavian Bryant down there at Westwood. The number 1 quarterback in the state for his class. Number 1 quarterback, I believe, in the nation. Depends on the website that you check. He recently committed to Texas Tech, joining Kagan Ash, another one of our players of the week, to go the Red Raider route. This one, another jet motion. Another bit of success for it. Looks like he picked up somewhere between 6 or 7 on that one. I'll tell you what, Kagan Ash has been one of the funnest people to watch. One of the most fun. I was recently told funnest isn't a word. Most fun people to watch. That's why I had Mount Enterprise as the number 1 team on the Fab 15 for the lower classifications. I thought Mount Enterprise, pound for pound, is a great football team. Just give it to Kagan Ash. No one can stop that kid. Looks like we have a penalty going on the way of the offense. Be false start for the offense. So after this, Mabank, one of the first teams to end their season. Outside of a few, we talked about a few of them. Eustis ended their season last week. Tyler Legacy ended their season last week, and Tenaha ended their season last week. Tenaha's a program I've always wanted to get down to. Not sure why. I have a lot of fun with their name. I think they have the funnest name in East Texas. Tenaha! 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 4th down and 11. Quarterback scrambles, throws off his 1 foot. He might have thrown that beyond the line of scrimmage. Regardless, it goes nowhere as the offense with the Kilgore Buckeyes will make their way back out onto the field. 2:20 to go in this one.
Just over 2 minutes left to play here.
If you're hanging around with us, we appreciate you joining us on our stream game of the week. Feel free to drop a comment. We're talking about anything East Texas football here tonight as this one wraps up and we wrap up the last week of the season. Can you believe it? The last week, and then we're on the road to Jerry World. We're on the road to wearing sweatshirts at football games. It's going to get cold. It's going to feel like football weather out there. It's going to be great. I'm excited for it. Some of our reporters not as excited for it. One of them telling me right now that, hey, it's going to be a little cold. I don't want to shoot the games in the cold. Well, I do. One of my favorite games I shot last year, DeSoto at Longview, in the cold, in the rain, in Waco. That one was so fun to watch as Mabank picks up the sack here. Who was it? Joey Morrison.
Morrison on the tackle in the backfield there.
Joey Morrison coming up with the big play.
6-yard loss on that play. Won't bring up 2nd down.
1:30 to play. Refs blowing the whistle. We near the end of this ball game. One minute left, and Kilgore is going to go ahead and get into victory formation. Well, as I said, this one just kicks off our coverage here across East Texas. Tomorrow we will be live from Gladewater for the Gladewater football game. They're going to be playing in their final game of the year, coming off of the district championship win last week over Atlanta. They locked it up. They got White Oak, the Roughnecks. Kilgore wrapping up this one 56-6, putting 56 on Mabank, on ruining their senior night in the Panthers Stadium. How about that? Game of the week tomorrow. Pleasant Grove Van. That one for a district championship. Very excited. Our Robert De La Garza is going to be out there with it. We thank you guys for joining us here on the CBS19 stream game of the week live from Mabank. I'm Jimmy Searfoss. We'll see you tomorrow.
One last walk across the field as a senior class. Congratulations to Kilgore and good luck in the playoffs.